You guys are live.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which of course means Lolz is back for, I believe, Brian, our 104th episode.
Yeah, it's around there. 103 or 104. I think I might have mislabeled it, so hopefully it's 103.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep track when you've logged this many shows, but tonight isn't just any ordinary show. No, this is a very special show. I mean, up until this point, Brian and I have, flown just the two of us, kind of grinding away at the League of Legends podcast circuit. But today we reeled in a big fish, the man of the hour, the man who churns out more League of Legends content than you could ever dream of. It is, of course, Awesemo, aka Alex Baker, aka a man who just now recently got a League of Legends gaming chair. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. You guys bullied me into getting this because on your previous LOL stream, you called out my setup. So I'm like, I really got to up my game here and my elo. So now I'm not only trying to be the #1 esports player in the world in DFS to dethrone Brian, but I'm also trying to be the black diamond status in League of Legends.
I do have to, what's the story behind the chair? Did you order this online? What's the impetus?
I'm what they call in the industry a giant whale.
Tell me, no, did League of Legends or someone seriously send you that chair?
No, man, I was watching yesterday's playoff, and I was so inspired by FlyQuest's 3-0 sweep that I'm like, hey, this LCS stuff is pretty neat. So I got so jealous of all these esports players and their fancy chairs when they're gaming, and now I am one.
Brian, I have a million questions about the chair, but I got to get you to jump in here. Do you have any questions for the man of the hour, Alex Baker?
I'm concerned about the chair still. Is it comfortable? You bought it without sitting in it? How's it?
The crazy thing is, like, this League of Legends, this is the most I've ever spent on any sports swag, esports or real sports. So yeah, actually my lower back was hurting a little bit earlier, so better wait before you order one and try to emulate me here.
Not a ringing endorsement.
Is it true that you have to solo ship the Titan Fury to be able to afford that chair?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do a lot more than that.
All right, so tonight we got a lot going on because, as I'm sure many of you guys know, the Game 5 of our 100 Thieves Team Solo Mid LCS playoff game, Spring Split, is going on right now. Alex, do you have a rooting interest in this game?
I'm just rooting for both teams to play hard because that's what we all want to see at the end of the day, is a really good League of Legends match. And I think we might get it because this Game 5, I already have the silver scrapes blasting in the background here. So let's go.
There you go. Brian, what's your sweat here?
I think I wanted 100 Thieves, but now after that last game, I'm not even sure. I haven't looked at what's going on. Yeah, Alex is all over the leaderboard though, so I don't know if it matters.
Yo, Brian, dude, you're kind of fading out a little bit, like Back to the Future style. Are you sure that if 100 Thieves wins this, or Team Solo Mid wins this one, like, is that all for you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll travel back in time if I lose this one. Can you guys hear me, or is my picture going in and out?
It's just a little blurry. I couldn't tell if it was your webcam or if Alex and I had just drank too much whiskey and you're getting a little blurry on
I think it's my webcam, but it's the same thing we've been doing for 102 episodes, so you figure it would work fine.
Maybe just a little bit of toxic grime buildup. You just kind of have to wipe away there.
I cleaned it with my shirt and that didn't work, and there's no other. Let's see if I can fix it while you guys.
Look at this. I mean, Brian, the #1 ranked player, Alex, the #2. Alex sitting over there in a $40,000 chair, and Brian's got a $10 webcam from Best Buy over here.
His ROI is higher than mine. I can't afford that expensive stuff.
Speaking of setups, Alex, I feel like when I've seen you do videos, you have 3 to 4 different recording locations. Every time I see you, it's a different background. I mean, what are these just all the different rooms in the Awesemo mansion? What's going on here?
Sometimes you just need some inspiration. So I actually don't have one place. I do Airbnbs, so I'm a drifter.
You just have all these flop houses.
That's right.
I like to imagine that you have your CSGO projection house, you have your Rocket League projection house, and each one kind of has its own feng shui that gets you in the mood for that specific sports projections.
Peter, man, that really hurts. How could you leave off my Black Diamond League of Legends playing house?
Yeah, I mean that's where the magic really goes down. Brian, you've
Yes.
seen Alex out here playing League of Legends, and I assume this isn't just for fun. This isn't to kick back. This is to get an edge on people like you. Are you afraid that he's out grinding you?
I'm not, because I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to fight toxicity. I think he's in it for the money. So, you know, if he takes me over for number 1 this week, it won't bother me at all. Not one bit. And losing money too, that doesn't affect me either.
And as I said, I was going to be mediating this kind of showdown. I mean, Alex, he just basically said you're only in it for the money. Do you have anything to say for that, or are you just going to own up and play the villain here?
Brick talks a lot about toxicity, but I was playing League of Legends with him the other day, and the vitriol coming from this guy was insane. At least, actually, that's how I knew it was him. His screen name on League is actually Coronavirus with the O and a 1. Yes, but the way he was talking about, you know, Wei Yan and
And who else, Alex?
it was that team from last night.
Haru.
Damwon Gaming, is that?
Haru did good.
Yeah, Haru.
Damwon Gaming is the one that was pretty skeptical. Did you look at that, Pete? The game last night, Damwon versus who did they play?
Yeah, because Damwon was like a 70% fave and got swept.
I think they were like 80 something. They were I think they might have been even higher. No, maybe they were 79. But they got first game 2 kills in 3 towers. In the second game, they got 1 kill and 2 towers as an 80% favorite. Okay.
So what Brick is implying here, Awesemo, and you know, this has been tough for us to straddle as the preeminent show that is trying to eradicate toxicity in this space while also calling a spade a spade. Where do you stand on the potential match fixing that is occurring in this sport we know and love so much?
Yeah, so the trick is nowadays you got to call up the player and ask which side the fix is in for. So Brick, you really didn't do your due diligence there.
I call him up. Why not just pay him off?
It's a lot cheaper to just call him. In fact, I just called Faker a little bit ago.
Okay.
And the problem is I didn't know any Korean, so I wasn't able to get any information out of him. But he sounded like a nice guy.
Yeah, he speaks English, so that shows what you know. But no, but so like last week, I said, you know, I used Faker as an example of how much money he's getting, and like it would be so expensive to pay him off. I mean, I'm serious. Like, but now the more I think about it, and the reason I thought about that is because that's what I would always say about Jordan when people say Jordan was paid off was, and if you just take away all the other like controversial things like his dad was held hostage or stuff like that, and you just think about money, like he was getting paid $30 million a year, $100+ million a year in sponsorships. For how many years, plus his pride and, you know, competitive nature, you would have to just give him how much to throw a game, to risk all that? A ton of money. And then you also need to bet on top of that in all these sports books, because they would never take bets that. So, I mean, you would need like hundreds of millions of dollars to pull that off, assuming no other shenanigans are going on. And so like that was my Faker example. Faker's getting $6.5 million or whatever for a modeling deal, $1.3 million a year. But then I looked into the salaries a little bit more, and Faker's definitely an outlier. There's no one else making $1 million. I doubt anyone's getting this modeling deal. and it looks like they make like between like 125 and 300K. And so that's kind of like less than NBA referees who we know have been bought off.
It's what I love is Brick has like really gone down the rabbit hole of this thought experiment to see if this could actually be occurring.
Well, Brick, you're giving him a lot of credit that this is a thought experiment because he seems to know a lot about the details here, and it is becoming very apparent how he got this #1 ranking in esports.
I know. I'm now starting to wonder if Brian's been sending like huge PayPals to Loken or something, you know, like the way he knows how this all works, the railroads and everything. I mean, it's a little concerning, Britt.
Yeah, you know, if that was true, my like last 4 days would have been completely different, and I'll be perfectly honest. And yeah, the way I know I could tell when someone's been bought off is that's my highest owned stack of the night, and they end up losing. So I think there's some sort of correlation there. But I mean, there's a lot of, because like if anyone who plays DFS tennis, these like 80%, 90% favorites, like they very rarely lose, and they don't, and even more rarely lose like this, where they're just getting no kills, right? Like it's almost like they're not even playing. And you know, obviously this past few weeks it could be an outlier. But like, think about it too. Let's say there's a whole bunch of syndicates out there, betting syndicates out there, right? We know there is. They just lost their entire business, right? What are they?
Hey, Alex, I think we're doing a show with Tommy G now. I just realized.
I don't care. I want to talk about this guy.
Well, I love the big money isn't in DFS; it's in match fixing. So, Brian, you're on the right track here.
I bet there is money in it, but seriously, like, and why not? Like, let's say your main syndicate's in some other major U.S. sports. What do you care if you get caught, right, in China or something like that? It's not hard to contact any of these people. Pete contacted Stixay on Twitter and found out he was starting for us. So it's like they could definitely get in contact with him. And they're I definitely went down the rabbit hole too far on this, but like, they don't last that long, right? Their careers are shorter than like NFL running backs. They're usually retired by like 25 or 26. So it's like, if you're making 150 G's, these guys come rolling in with a mill ball.
I do just need to do a quick PR fix. This is like, you know, after Trump goes like on a rampage and then like the press secretary has to step in. We are the show that's talking about eradicating toxicity. We would never seriously float the idea that the sport we know and love is completely rigged and that there's no point in gambling on it.
You're right. You got it. You got me wrong. You got me wrong here.
Okay.
We want to eliminate cheating. Amen. That is toxic. So going down this rabbit hole is actually me being a toxic avenger, a toxic fighter.
Well, the problem is that League of Legends isn't even a skill game to begin with, so you might as well flip a coin to see who's going to win tonight.
That was toxic.
I need to get some positivity in here. Let's give a shout out to our producer, Taylor, who right now, if you guys are watching on the stream, not only does he have our three beautiful faces up there, not only does he have the chat, he has a live scoreboard of this 100 Thieves in TSM match, so you don't even have to leave. You have everything here at your fingertips. Alex, so on that note, you know, we do see a ton of upsets. I know the content you've been doing, you do projections, but you've also been doing some hand building stuff, looking at top stacks. When you're building hand building, it's definitely a lot easier to kind of force in some of these upsets. How do you weigh how many upsets we're seeing with the projections? Are you starting to boost your projections for the underdogs in lieu of this? Or I'm curious how you're approaching that.
Well, it all depends if I get tipped off, because if I know the fix is in, that is very easy to project what's going to happen in the game. So if you're watching this stream right now and you happen to know Betty, you know, let me know, because that'd be pretty useful contact.
I'm developing an algorithm to figure this out. So over time, I need a bigger sample size, but we might be able to figure this out.
The only way to actually maybe counterbalance it is if, say, Betty is receiving truckloads of cash from this gambling syndicate. I think we need to just offset it by giving him trucks of cash from the DFS community and being like, don't accept theirs, just accept ours and play the game straight. What do you guys think about pooling our money to convince them to play it straight?
I like it, man. I think that well, the thing is that you can only fix it to lose the game. So if we give them rewards for winning their game, then that should ensure integrity in the LPL.
See, I would just imagine everyone, you know what's all the rage right now is just donating to COVID relief. You just see Jack Dorsey gave $1 billion. What if we just had Alex donated 1 million to Billy Gaming to maintain the integrity of their players? I mean, think how well that would play.
Well, here's the thing, man, is Billy is such an underdog. Like, you wouldn't get much money to have them throw a game. You need to bribe a much better team than Billy Gaming.
You're right. So we're more talking Damwon Gaming, you know, someone who's losing, you know, 2-0 as a big underdog. So Alex, you've been diving in obviously to all the various esports, doing projections for all of them, iRacing, all of this. What has been the most enjoyable sport for you to make content on and play DFS?
I mean, I think, well, as fun as Bubba Wallace rage quitting was, I think League of Legends is a great DFS sport because it's the ultimate team game. And just to get serious for a bit, it like, the great thing about esports is you can add these mechanics that don't exist in real life. So in League of Legends, like the participants get stronger as the game progresses. And that's like totally different than a real sport where they probably get tired at the end of the game. And that adds a whole different layer to watching the sport and playing it, and it's a lot of fun.
What have you learned from playing League of Legends that you might not have learned as quickly just by analyzing the game from afar?
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought I would learn so much playing the game and researching, but honestly, like, my time probably would have been better spent elsewhere, but I still did enjoy killing Brian as coronavirus over and over again in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have a comment to? He continues to throw your League of Legends gameplay under the bus.
No, he pwned me that game. I'll give him credit. Following up on like the best esport, when when I first started League of Legends DFS years ago, I'm like, this is kind of stupid, before I understood it. But I think out of the three so far, I think it's the best one. And the playoffs gives it a lot of people were complaining on Twitter like, oh, this is like golf. It takes so long to get paid out. It's because they're playing best of 5 and the games are spread out hours. But like normally for the LCS and the LEC anyways, you're going to get all 5 games done in a couple hours, and they don't last very long, like 25 minutes to 45 minutes or something like that. So it's a pretty good sweat too. And it's the overhead view too that I like. I'm like, keep turning my head because I'm watching this live. But like, yeah, it's got the overhead view, which is, pretty good for just like regular sports watching, where like Counter-Strike is kind of hard. Like you see the silhouettes of the guys, and like, I get it. I've played a ton of Call of Duty or whatever back in the day, Battlefield, but like, it's not as cool as like an event as it is with League of Legends, at least I think. And the prize pools are so much better and so much bigger. And I wonder if that could have went the other way if things were reversed. Who knows? But I don't think it's really close for me.
Before we continue, I want to just kind of pull the curtain back, let the audience know before the show, both Brian and Alex told me they had a super hot, sexy ass League of Legends DFS tip to help you win $100,000. And I said, wow. And you guys are just going to just tell the people that? And both of them looked me in the eye, and they said it in unison, which was kind of crazy. And they said, not until we get 30 likes on this video. I was like, I was like, really? It's going to take 30 likes. And they're like, yeah. Otherwise, we don't release our super hot, sexy DFS pick to help you win $100,000 playing League of Legends. So there you have it, folks. 30 likes and they'll release it. They didn't say if they would release the tip in unison as well. But who knows what these two have cooked up their sleeve. That is your challenge, should you choose to accept it. Alex.
Peter, hold on.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
You're not asking the right way. You got to strong arm these dudes that are watching right now. So if you don't click that like button, you are going to get ganked. Not even in League of Legends, but just walking down the street. Someone's gonna come up and dude, you didn't click that like button. Wow. You know?
Hey, Alex, false premise. We stay the fuck inside during coronavirus. It's impossible for me to get ganked inside my own home. Although my wife might gank me if I continue to watch this many League of Legends streams.
I don't know, man. It's like you walk down the hall and you can get flanked. Very easily.
By your wife. You were off a little bit though. I think the highest is 50K tonight. So just for the record.
Just 50K.
50K.
My bad. Also, Greg Warshaw, great point in the chat. We ran into this last week. It's net 30 likes, not 30.
Yes.
We have to.
One guy.
Last week, Alex, the highlight of our stream was watching one of the likes get taken away after we clarified that it was net likes. We're up to, someone's toggling with that. Do not mess with us. These guys do not like to be ganked around. Alex, you mentioned that you were drinking whiskey tonight. What have you been drinking? And how tipsy are you for the show?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about League of Legends is you can make your lineups at like 2 p.m. and then you can drink the whole rest of the day. I got this Detroit City Butcher's Cut bourbon, so I'm staying true to my roots here.
Brian, are you laughing at that comment?
I like the comment. The problem is what happens at 12:05 Central when that first LCK lineup comes in and you're 5 fingers deep. Can you make lineup adjustments under those circumstances?
I mean, at 12:05 a.m., I've already passed out and then woken up for the next day, so I'm good.
Alex, how are you? Have you been waking up and sweating these games? How much League of Legends are you watching on a daily basis?
Oh boy, it's a lot of work sweating all these games because you got Counter-Strike starting at 7 a.m. and then you got League of Legends starting at 1 a.m. if not in the afternoon for these playoffs. So really, it's more than a full-time job to watch all the games. And that's why I just ordered a whole shipment of Adderall so I can actually achieve this task.
Oh man, we brought Alex on the show, Brian. He's advocating for murder on the street and ordering large amounts of drugs to be shipped to your house.
Bribing League of Legends teams.
So, we do have 3 legends here of the LOL community. If you guys would like to pass along any questions, I'd be happy to answer them in front of Brian or Alex for you guys. That could be fun for all of us. Brian, I know we have a couple of segments lined up for this show. I think it might be a time to get into one of those. Okay. Did you have some questions for Alex that you wanted to quiz him on?
I did. I scoured the internet for popular myths about Alex Awesemo Baker. And so I wanted to see if these were true. True, false, fact, or fiction. Okay, and you've already answered some of these, but we'll bear with me. So you believe that League of Legends is the greatest DFS game of all time. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, Outlaw Golf is pretty high up there. So while League of Legends had been my favorite since it launched in 2017, I have a new favorite. Move over League of Legends. It's time for Outlaw Golf.
Okay, wow, fiction. Wow. Okay, your greatest dream in life was not to be the #1 DFS player in the world, but it was to be the #1 ranked Dance Dance Revolution dancer, and you achieved that goal in the summer of 2012. Fact or fiction?
That one, it's fact. I mean, Dance Dance Revolution, that's like Bay, or before anything else, to spell it out for you guys. So
I'm definitely cutting that clip. Alex saying Dance Dance Revolution is bae.
Yeah. So like the great thing about Dance Dance Revolution is you're playing a game and you're getting in shape. DFS burns a small amount of calories. Dance Dance Revolution blows it out of the water.
Is that your primary outlet for exercise, DDR?
Yeah, it's my primary mode of expression in general, because like you put a lot of feeling into those dances.
Your love language is DDR?
You could say that.
Okay. Sorry, Brian, what, you got more questions?
Okay, two-part. This is a two-parter. Your girlfriend is real in the physical sense, and also Pete being on team not real is a toxic take. Fact or fiction?
I don't know if I can really answer this question because she's real to me. Like, but there's a lot of media that suggests that not everything you see is real. So I guess I'd have to ask for some outside help answering this one.
Undetermined. Your business partner's DFS screen name is Tom JK321. But what most people don't know is the JK stands for just kidding and his real name is Bob. True or false?
Well, that's only one of his screen names, to be fair. There's this other guy, JK123, and although Tom claims that JK is not him, I find that correlation between those two screen names to be more than a coincidence.
That might be his wife. Have we investigated that at all?
Yeah, I mean, which one of them?
Okay, next one. You get a little embarrassed when people call you the hardest working man in DFS because technically you're not a man, you're a robot designed to crush DFS. True or false?
Yeah, I mean, actually, this would be good for a live demonstration where I peel back the outer layer and reveal the circuitry underneath.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you said that because the next question assumes you are a robot. Your creator programmed you to hate all forms of toxicity. Fact or fiction?
I mean, at the end of the day, like the proof is in the pudding, and I got sentenced community service for toxicity in game. So I'm not a guy that I mean, I believe it's okay to have strong ideals and not live up to them. But at the end of the day, like you gotta be honest with yourself, and I'm just filled with vitriol and hate.
Okay, so yes on the robot, no on the programming. Okay, this one is kind of long, but it was out there. So contrary to popular opinion, Alex Caruso of the Los Angeles Lakers is not your doppelganger. He's just a different model android, an evil one, bent on world domination, and only you can stop him. Is that a fact or is that fiction?
Actually, it's close, but the real story is that when we're in the same place, bad things start to happen. So like it's kind of like the doppelganger thing, except like just horrible things happen when we're in the same room. I went to a Lakers game, and then all of a sudden everyone started brawling on the court. So, I try to avoid those Lakers games for that reason now.
Okay, the final question. Do you know what a Turing test is? And do you think you're passing it right now?
Wow. I mean, shoot one in the dome.
Circuitry just started short-circuiting there.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get one in the dome right now, man.
If I could short circuit his robot programming, you know how high I could rise.
Oh man, that was good. Yeah, Ryan Pack in the chat. This is straight out of Ex Machina. That's exactly what's going on here. Quick update on the likes. We were at 29 likes, 2 dislikes. That's an aggregate or a net 27 likes. We need 3 more for them to release the hot, sexy ass tip to help you win asterisk $50,000 playing League of Legends. Alex, let's talk about an elephant in the room in our community right now, and that's the toxicity surrounding duplicates. Lots of duplicates in this space. A lot of people rolling out 4-3 lineups these days, sharing a lineup with 30 to 50 people as if they're, you know, in a committed relationship with someone they met on The Bachelor. How do you fight against this? How do you get unique in this toxic age of duplicates?
Here's the thing is, at the end of the day, you want to build the perfect lineup that scores the most points. And if that is duplicated, you know, like it's still the best lineup that day. So once you can predict accurately what the number one lineup of the day will be, then you'll stop worrying if you're duping or not.
Wow. So what you're really saying is almost kind of a Buddhist Zen approach, and just let go, nothing matters.
Yeah, I mean, Zen Buddhism is really the foundation of my DFS career. So that's very important to me.
Brian, do you have thoughts on the toxicity of duplications throughout our space?
You know, not all of us can guarantee the top lineup every single night like Alex. So for me, it is a concern. I would rather not dupe with 480 people, which is going on in a decent amount of these lineups. Unfortunately, there's not a whole ton of combinations available because there's only 5 players per team besides the team position. And, you know, I said this like in a couple episodes ago. I wish they would restructure or could go back in time and restructure some of these events like MMA specifically and even this one. And I would probably just ditch the team slot or maybe keep the team slot and add an assistant captain, something to increase the player pool with a different salary, not like how FanDuel does it. But yeah, like the amount of dupes in this is huge now. And it's different now because now there's 20,000 people in a tournament where back, you know, 4 weeks ago, whatever, they were getting maybe a couple hundred. So like dupes didn't matter that much.
Right. Here's the thing is people stack 4-3 because they only want to have to predict 2 games to be winners at a time. Once you start abandoning that and you try to pick all 5 games at once, then you're going to duplicate with a lot less of the population out there. And that's why I recommend the 2-2-1-1-1 roster construction.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I think we figured it out by interviewing Alex tonight, Brian. Mm-hmm. He admitted to being a robot and he admitted to loving duplicates. Maybe sharing the similar lineup to other humans is the way he feels connected to the rest of us.
Yeah, that's the whole reason for the site. You're right.
It's the whole reason.
Together.
It is like there's so little human interaction in the month of April right now that finishing first alongside 600 other DFS players, that is the closest like you can be to other people right now.
All right, I'm going to ask a question to both of you guys. I want you to both silently think of your answer. This is not a bit. This is a serious question. If someone were to hand build 5 lineups for the big contest each night, the Titan Fury, whether it's 50,000, 100,000 up top, and their goal is to win the top prize. That's their only goal with those 5 lineups. How many of those lineups would be 4-3 stacks? So the question, it goes back to that. Basically, I'm trying to get at, should people be deviating from a 4-3 stack if their goal is to win $100,000 or $50,000? I will accept any follow-up questions if that doesn't make sense.
So that's tonight. You're saying that tonight.
Yeah. Let's say, one of these 5-6 game LPL slates. Yeah. Alex, do you have your answer?
Yes.
Brian, do you have your answer?
Sure.
Okay. Alex, what is your number of how many of those stacks should be 4-3 with their goal of trying to win it all?
Yeah. I mean, it's not 4-3. It's what kind of 4-3. So if you're going to have balls and you're going to pick Griffin to beat Damwon Gaming, then your 4-3 is not going to be duplicated that much. But if you're just going out there and you're picking a support at captain and you're stacking up Royal Never Give Up and Invictus Gaming, then that's because you love the human interaction of tying 600 people for first.
Okay, so what to pin you down? You're saying if you are taking a couple underdog stacks, you could feasibly still build 5-4-3 stacks or 3-4 stacks for your builds, hand builds.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that 3 is the least important thing in the world to me. I'm just trying to get that 4. So if you get the right 4 and then you fill in the other 3, then if you have enough combos, you're gonna get it right one of them.
Okay, Brian, what was your answer?
You got to remember, Pete, he's programmed to only give true advice on his own site. So there's nothing you can pin him down. It would go against his programming. I would say do a whole study on the likelihood of duplicates based on a multitude of variables. And then from there, pick your top 5.
It's rare that I'm the least asshole-ish person on a program. You got no, I love it. Let's see. People in the chat are sweating this match. It looks like 100 Thieves is about to run away with it. It would appear that is the case.
The gold lead's not huge, but the kills lead is huge. So
are you guys watching?
Dude, they're on the power play. They got the Baron.
Guys, let's go. I'm going off script here. Let's the 3 of us do a 3-man play-by-play for the in game here of this TSM. We got our color commentators, play-by-play. Alex with me, Brian with me. Take it away. It looks like we got little minions here in the foreground. Kobe looking to put things away.
I think I'm lagging behind you. I'm on a Roku, so I would be.
Yeah, Team Solomid is they're looking to counter right now, and they have the bastard or the blackened alloyed bastard sword on their guy Biofrost here, so they could make some noise here. But Biofrost is only level 12, and the other guys are level 18 and 17. So he's got a lot of ground to make up right now.
Yeah, I mean,
17 ranked. Ryoma's 17. They got significant 8 some days 18. The gold lead's not huge though.
That's the thing, guys. For me, it's all about the gold lead. This seems like an insurmountable gold lead deficit for TSM to overcompensate. Folks, I've seen this movie 100 times, and it looks like 100 Thieves is about to snowball their way to a LCS spring split victory.
Peter,
here we go. Big Team 5.
What's that this is spring, man. Snowballing is out of season. So I think we might see a different result here.
Okay, you guys just saw TSM just slay the dragon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's big.
That was right while you were saying 100 Thieves was on their way. No one's going to call that out.
Yeah, I mean, our color commentary is still work in progress here.
I mean, this is just such an interesting match with TSM 4 objectives to 3, but 100 Thieves doubling them up on the towers. It really has been a pick your poison, death by 100 cuts kind of matchup. I'll tell you what, it's more like a death by 100 Thieves kind of matchup, Alex.
Ooh.
I think more importantly is our Outlaw Golf scores are coming in as we speak.
Wow.
Because my League of Legends lineups doesn't look like they're going to win, so I've lost interest.
Well, here's the weird thing about Outlaw Golf is it's only 3 rounds, right? So tomorrow it's round 3. Are we going to get the points for the finishing place? That's what I'm wondering.
Wait, I thought it's just today. It's Showdown, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Showdown today, but you haven't already put it in your lineups for tomorrow?
No, wow, you are a robot.
What are you doing, man?
I'm doing this.
Alex just regged for contest 3 weeks out. He just built his MMA lineups for next Saturday, I'm sure, too.
All right, so right now, it's all about who's going to get this Baron. It's respawning in 11 seconds. I think that 100 Thieves Medios just bought the Black Lotus, so he should be full of resources here to get this Baron.
Why did we bring Alex on just to upstage us, Brian?
Yeah, he really knows his stuff. How many episodes, Lolz episodes has he done, you think?
Jeez, I know. Well, this guy's over here recording, LOL strategy videos in 10 different of his Airbnb flop houses. I mean, it's just, he's just really putting us to shame. Alex, just take it away. Give us the play-by-play here. Is 100 Thieves not snowballing?
Team Solomid has got all of their 5 guys stacked up, and that's what we call a 5 stack. So it looks like 100 Thieves, they went 3-2, so that could be a difficult stacking scheme to pull off for them.
We got a big team fight going down here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Shut down.
Brick, someone flamed you in the chat for having a Roku, by the way.
What's wrong with Roku, man?
I don't know.
I just got that Roku TV. I'm with you, man. Like I like doubled down on Roku.
Yeah.
Double kill there.
Awesome.
I think Cody's son is he's retreating. What's going on here? Team Solomid went the wrong way. They went away from the base. That's not the right way when you're trying to win the game.
They wanted.
I think the fix is in.
Not this one. Wasn't that heavy favorites? There was no heavy favorites. Wow. They needed to loosen up their bots to get in there.
Oh boy, AJ Grant just posted something in Korean in the chat.
I tried to translate it, but was struggling.
We're getting like international notoriety here.
Well, we should. So.
Oh man, this game, like it ended with a whimper as far as DFS because there were no kills. They just went straight for the Nexus there.
Yeah, that's a question I have. I mean, obviously I know it since I'm a League of Legends expert, but what do you guys think? Why do they sometimes at the end, they just stay in their little regenerative area and they don't like go out and at least try to stop them? It happens quite often. And like as a selfish DFS player, I'm like, why don't you guys go out there so I can get a few more kills?
Hang on. I got to break some news to the chat. You guys are looking at the 11-way mini-max champ for the LCS slate. Wow. Actually, the scores just came in and I just tied for 4th with
Peter,
people.
You're calling this way too early, man. The scores don't update for like 5 minutes here.
I thought I was the mini-max champ with 11 other people. I just got dropped to 4th.
I think you might move back up to 44th here.
Oh, wow. That score, whatever that adjustment was, that hurt. I really broke news way too quickly.
Yeah, especially on a 2-game slate, man. That's
Here's Alex, the thing is you need the perfect lineup if you want to win any money in these playoff slates. So if you're not being perfect, if you don't have that like eye for detail, then you might as well like just not enter.
Taylor, our producer, just answered my question. They know they can't win, so they stay in the regenerative era. Taylor, that's a loser's attitude, my friend. Right? You get out there and you die on the battlefield. I just translated that Korean
Me too.
tweet.
I'm posting the translated tweet in the chat. That's what it translated to.
I think you just made Peter's day, AJ. So happy.
So I'll translate it in English. It's Hongwang SEO Wasio Hangug Esion Ilion Huwang Alon Konjiya Udaji Mashandiba Apoludo Himasahuja. Is that what you got, Brian?
That was illuminating.
I did get that, yes, but then I translated that to English though.
Oh, I forgot to do that part. What is the English?
It says, I am from Korea. You won't get this type of content in Korea. Please do your best in the future.
Wow. Is that Faker in here? Like that sounds like something Faker would say.
Yeah, well, it's possible. You never know. We have a lot of contact with LOL players. Just ask Peter.
I mean, he's probably amped up for League of Legends because he's playing later today, trying to like see what the word on the street is. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of these 35 people watching right now.
He needs to ramp up his DFS scoring if he wants to be the legend, in my opinion. That's a little toxic take, but he doesn't get a ton of DFS points.
So here's the deal, guys. We have hit 32 net likes. So barring any funny business with dislikes or retracting likes, we will get the number 1 and number 2 ranked DFS players, hot, sexy ass tips to help you win $50,000/$100,000 in League of Legends. Before we do that, though, I had come up with a few League of Legends trivia questions for Brick and Awesemo. I'm debating the format. I think what we'll do is, some of them will be question by question. So this first one's going to be closest to the pin. You each need to think of your answer. When was League of Legends first released online? I need an exact date, including the day, not only the year. Closest to the pin in either direction will win. Right. When was League of Legends first released online? Do you guys have your answers?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, Awesemo.
September 11, 2001. I remember it vividly. Like they locked us up in class, and they were like, "Yo, this is the day that everything changed in League of Legends." You know, that made a huge impact on the world.
Oh man, I thought me reading something in Korean was going to be the most offensive thing on this show, but
I thought you did a good job.
Thank you, Brian. What's your guess?
April 15th, 2009.
Okay, wow. Brick in a landslide. It was October 27th, 2009. So Brick was just a few days off. All right, these, here we go. This is going to be whoever guesses it first. And I now am realizing I think Awesemo has an advantage on this. What animals are seen in the Howling Abyss map of the game?
The Wendigos.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What is the Howling Abyss, man? Who plays that? It's all about Summoner's Rift. This is a trick question.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing Alex said.
Yeah. The correct answer, according to the League of Legends quiz I found online, is Poros.
That can't be right.
All right. Okay, let me do a funner one. This one is good. Mapo High School in South Korea has produced 2 elite League of Legends players. I will give a victory for even naming one, but definitely bonus points if you can name 2. Same high school has produced 2 elite League of Legends players.
Well, I know exactly who this is, but Brian, I'll let you take a stab at this one first.
Okay. How about the same high school in what country did you say?
Mapo High School in South Korea.
Okay. So it's not going to be Faker because that would be too easy. Let's do how about that guy's not legendary. How about
Dude, this is a League of Legends, man. Like, come on, that's like saying that someone who plays basketball like can't ball.
Kilo Whiskey says it's only an hour show, Brick.
I took it way too seriously. Okay, yeah. I have no friggin' clue. Mystic and Viper.
Okay.
They're playing
Alex,
tonight.
what's your 2 guess?
Well, this one's awkward because they're on the same team and they play the same position, but I think this one is Kellen in life.
Okay. You know what, guys? You galaxy brained it too much. One of them is Faker, and the other is Deft from Dragon X. Both went to the same school.
Well, this is a trick question because Deft is not elite.
Oh, wow. That's a toxic accusation. I mean,
I can't believe you come on here and just rip toxic take after toxic take.
Wow.
Well, I told you, man, like the toxicity runs through my veins.
All right, let me do a couple more questions. Here we go. This is a good one. Which LPL South Korean team served as torch
hold up. LPL South Korean team. This is off to a rough start here.
LCK team, sorry.
Okay.
Which LCK team served as torch relay runners for the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea? There were two of them that participated as official torch relay runners in the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea.
I would say T1. Now that
okay, that's
Baker
Brian's
is on
guess.
The board, that's my guess.
No Googling in that robot brain of yours, Alex. I was talking to Alex. I know you're playing it straight.
He's got Wi-Fi in there too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think I gotta go with the two strongest teams in South Korea, which are Griffin. They dominated Damwon Gaming last night. And then we got APK. They got so many good players, they can't even like figure out which guys to start every night because there's so many good ones to choose from.
The correct answer is KT Rolster.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry, I looked it up. Final question. Which AD carry from a North American team's, hang on, this is hard to phrase. Which AD carry's mom from a North American League of Legends team has liked one of my tweets before?
I know the answer to that one.
Get one, Brian. You got to get on the board.
Stixay.
That's right. Stixay's mom has liked one of my tweets before, Alex. So
yeah,
you can
I gotta give you some credit because you're the one that found out if Stixay was starting. But the thing is, like, I felt like you're being a little dishonest in that tweet because you said you're one of his biggest fans, and I don't know if I buy it.
Well, once Stixay's mom started liking my tweets, I retroactively became one of his biggest fans. So, and I think we've all talked about metaphysics tonight, you know, what's real and what's not. And I think it's pretty clear that I'm his biggest fan in some kind of alternate timeline. Alex, would you not agree?
I mean, when you put it that way, like it's hard not to agree because you are the one that really broke that barrier between player and DFS player when you reached out to 6A and then he responded.
He almost got it from Viper too. He almost got news from Viper on one.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't because Viper like stunk it up that game, so it was better off just not picking anyone.
Here's where you're wrong though, Alex. You're presuming that I'm doing this to try to like get an edge with my lineups. I'm an impartial. I'm the Adam Schefter of these leagues. You know, I'm just trying to relay information to you guys, the DFS players. I'm a journalist is what I am. And just be honest. Did you turn on notifications for my tweets after I broke that news?
The last time I checked, Adam Schefter isn't the 45th best player in the NFL.
Are you saying I have a conflict of interest?
I'm not making any accusations here. I'm just saying that this comparison is invalid.
Let's check in on the chat. Kilo Whiskey has confirmed I'm the American Kenzie, which is basically the Chinese Adam Schefter. So in a transitive property way, I am the Adam Schefter. And AJ Grant is accusing Awesemo of being hammered right now. Would you like to comment?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you didn't expect that for a show that started at 8 p.m. Eastern, like, I don't know what to tell you. Your projections were way off.
Alcohol has no effect on androids, buddy. So, nice try.
Dude, come on. Like, I've watched enough Star Trek to know that's not the case.
Brick, before we get to the sexy hot ass tip that helps you win $50,000/$100,000, do you have anything else for our Android guest?
I don't, but I was disappointed in that last bit because my idea was you feed me all the answers so I make them look bad. And you didn't do that. So I actually had to guess on what the hell's going on.
You want to know why I had to abort from that plan is we spent so much of this show talking about match fixing. I worried it would be toxic to fix our own game within it.
Ironic, at least, yeah.
All right, guys, you know, the people, we were up to 33 net likes. You guys promised to give the people some actionable, hot ass, sexy tips. I don't know who wants to go first, but the people demand it.
I mean,
what do they want?
I'll go first because Brian is the number one esports player and I'm number two. So the number one tip I have is that it's not about the 7 guys you pick. It's about the way it makes you feel. So, do what feels right. And then at the end of the day, you won't even worry about how much money is in your DraftKings or FanDuel account.
Wow. You're half robot, half Zen Buddhist. And that's really incredible.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, like, that's what happens. That's genetics. It's like if you're born from a robot and a Zen Buddhist, and you're half of each.
It was either robot or alien. I went with robot. So
X Factor is revolting in the chat. Wow, I just wasted 59 minutes of my life for that, Alex.
He just wanted Alex's take. Sitting there this whole time.
I promised it. I mean, we're up to 34 net likes. I mean, guys, I would say dislike this video, but that wasn't Awesemo's. This is Brick's video. Brick is about to give you guys gold. Okay, you need to go dislike it.
Hold on. Did we get more dislikes from my response here? Maybe the net isn't 20 anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we just got 11 dislikes for your response. Just keep rolling it.
They really were waiting for you.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. Maybe I could bring it back. Maybe I can bring him back.
You got to save it. I mean, we call this guy Alex the Paywall Baker, man. I mean, nothing gets through to the public.
He'll need a firmware update before he's allowed to give away the data. So I'll give a free, because of Alex's the reaction to Alex's pick, I'll give a free Outlaw Tour pick for tomorrow.
This show is so off the rails.
Carson Roberts. That's my pick to click. I had 100% of them today, and I'm expecting to have a whole bunch of them tomorrow. I've never heard of him before, and I have no stats on him in my database, but that's going to be my guy. How about this? How about I compare? Oh, wait, I can't do that. Your stuff's behind the paywall now. I was just going to say that my top stacks are different than Alex's a little bit. Go to Alex's and buy his top stack tool. But so I'll say some that are, slightly different. I have Edwards Gaming a little higher than Alex does tonight. So I would take a look at them. And let's see. I ran a crunch before we started here.
All right, so here's the game plan. While Brian runs this crunch here, I'm telling you what you do. You deposit your life savings on DraftKings. You send Alex a head-to-head invite for $5,300. You play Edward Gaming, knowing he's not going to have him because he's not in his top stacks tool, and there's no way he'd ever go against what he posts on the site. And then you take that $5,300 from Alex. You send Brick a thank you message for helping you win, and then you buy 1/2 of a League of Legends chair with your winnings.
Brian, here's the thing, man, is Edward Gaming is starting Janu and GG at top in jungle. This is a whole new lineup. You can't just use the old stats to predict what's going to happen tonight.
You know what? I use a combination of things, and I got GG and Scout up there a decent amount. Now, here's the problem. So that is unedited, basically. Crunches, right? Optimizer, depending on what you use. You might want to update for the amount of bribery that could go on tonight. And they are in my, I'm still going to play a decent amount, but they are in my 75, 78, 79% bribery category, the money line.
So the truth comes out is that you have some inside information about why Edward Gaming will be the top stack tonight.
I wish I did. How about this for a lower owned guy, Cuz from T1.
He didn't even start last game, man. Like, do you really want to risk it?
That's the problem. Is you're gonna have to gamble on substitution or if he's gonna start. Let's see here. But here's and you're not gonna know because it doesn't start till 4:00. So it will be a pure gamble. But
I mean, to be fair, that's a gamble I like because starting at Elim, they lost 0-2 last game with T1. So you got to think that the coach won't make a change.
Yeah, that Elim game was disgusting. I switched from Cuz to him a bunch. What do you think about this one, Alex? I got Mystic as a pretty good value, ADC. tonight. You're not gonna hating it.
I don't know what to tell you if you think Mystic's a good value tonight.
Okay, well there you go. I mean, at least he's giving you some more information. Who was the toxic guy in chat there? X Factor.
Yeah, X Factor. Yeah, we got there. You just got to see two of the meeting of the minds. They had a projection sword fight right there. And all right, we'll do one more question here. Fantasy Sharp. He politely asked if he's allowed to ask a serious question. It's a good question. How do you guys approach playing a team like Alfrica tonight, since their lineup is so uncertain? And I think that's an interesting question in general. Of, the LPL lineups are released ahead of time. The LCK requires some guesswork, and how you handle that situation. We'll throw to Awesemo first for a half genuine, half disingenuous answer.
Wow, yeah. So the thing is, Africa Freaks, they match fix in a different way, where they just set the starting lineup full of scrubs if they're trying to lose the game. However, tonight they are favored by 53 to 47% margin. So I think that that shows that they're playing to win this game. So I think that you definitely want to make lineups with every permutation of these guys, because it could be any of two guys starting at every position. So if you make lineups with each of those two in every lineup, you're going to need to make at least 32 lineups to cover all the possibilities, but you only need to get one right to win 50K.
Okay. So you're recommending play all of them?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm all in on all in.
Okay. I am. So he said he wants a serious answer, so I'll give him one. So you could do. It looks like I'm probably going to take some risks on them and play some of them tonight. But if you wanted just like a little trick for guys who have a chance of not playing, you could use Alex's projections, and he's got a substitution percentage, like the chance he and his team think they're not going to play, and you could just make like a little penalty for the guys. So if there's a chance like they're not going to play, lower their projection, and then you're going to get less of them. But just know that you could get zeros.
The other thing you could do is hit me up. I'll start hounding these guys on Twitter. We'll dig up some information. So yeah, feel free to pass it along. I mean, I am kind of the Kenzie of, these leagues in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I tried giving Kenzie some hush money so that he'd just tell me the lineups and not anyone else, but he was like, "No, fam."
Yeah. Alex, I did want to say that your checks do continue to cash, and I will continue to feed you the inside information about these players. AJ Grant says Alex imploding Brick's channel from the inside, Mr. Robot. All right. Oh, wow. Breaking news here. Apparently, Jake Hari of Awesemo fame, EU Masters 2 GPP champion. Shout out.
Boy.
Although that message was just retracted, so maybe that wasn't the case.
It looks like he got third, so a solid finish for Jake. Maybe he got first in one of the other GPPs though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do around here. We win GPPs. Brian, is there anything you'd like to say before we send the robot back to his stacks?
No, man. But thanks, Alex, for coming on, buddy. Appreciate it. Love the site. Everyone, if for some reason doesn't know, that hasn't been to your site and they're watching this video at some point, check it out.
Yeah, no, for real talk, Alex has been doing a lot of good videos. Enjoyed his stuff on talking about pacing in the different leagues, talking about getting unique and stuff, doing some screen shares. Definitely check those out if you are in the weeds. Awesemo, any final words before we let you get back to your duo queue?
Yeah, I gotta to sign off like I do in every League of Legends related activity and just say GLHF.
GG. GG. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back next week. Who knows? Lolz might get a little bit of an MMA makeover. We don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. Until next time, I'm Peter Overzet for Brian Hooper for Awesemo. Deuces.
And cut.